called worship. Worship is emotional. Worship is like the song said, an overflowing of the heart because you've been forgiven. Because you got a God that loves you. You don't got to be all like that about it. Yes, we do. Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shall you serve. Oh, clap your hands, all ye people, and shout unto God with the voice of triumph. Praise his name with the dance. All we're doing is quite exactly what the Bible says. David danced before the Lord with all his might. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For God is always looking for those to worship him. He is seeking such. For thou shalt worship no other God, for our God is a jealous God. Give unto the Lord glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come before him. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. You guys can have a seat. There's many different ways that we worship God. It's through dance. It's through shouting. It's through clapping. It is through giving God every bit of emotion. It's a freedom. We have a freedom to lift up God. We're not bound by sin. We're not bound by the stuff that this world, the weights of the world, the affairs of this world. We are to be set free, and we're to give God glory. If you can play that video.
I was watching TV the other day, and this show comes on with these religious fanatics. They were crazy. Well, you would think they were crazy if you didn't understand their culture or their religion. See, that's just the thing. They were worshipers of idols, and they took things to extremes. They painted their bodies. They wore these ridiculous costumes. They chanted, they danced, they made sacrifices to their idols. But they had built these enormous temples to worship their idols in. It seemed like their entire existence climaxed into this one scenario, this one over-the-top act of worship. You don't really relate, do you? Let's try it again. I was watching TV the other day, and this show comes on with these religious fanatics. They were crazy. See, that's just the thing. They were worshipers of idols, and they took things to extremes. They painted their bodies. They wore these ridiculous costumes. They chanted, they danced, they made sacrifices to their idols. They had built these enormous temples to worship their idols in. It seemed like their entire existence climaxed into this one scenario, this one over-the-top act of worship. Idol worship. It's not just about golden calves anymore.
We have been made worshipers. We all are worshipers. Even those that don't worship God, they're still worshipers. There is something in the human genetics that make us worshipers. We're going to be worshipers of this world. We're going to be worshipers of football. We're going to be worshipers of soccer. We're going to be worshipers of music idols. Or we're going to be worshipers of the one true God. Can I tell you that right now, there's concerts going on all over the world? Well, it's a Wednesday. We don't have to get like that on a Wednesday. You know what? There should not be one person in a VIP Beyonce stage that is more happy to be there than we're to be here on a Tuesday night prayer, on a Wednesday night. It doesn't matter what night it is. We worship the one true God. We need to let that overflow on Monday, on Tuesday, to our co-workers. We worship the one true God. And trust me, I've heard it all before on the church. They just want your money. To get into a Katy Perry concert right now, the cheapest ticket is $67. VIP is $1,600. Super Bowl, the most expensive Super Bowl ticket sold for over $10,000. These are idol worshipers. These people give everything just to go worship their gods. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about worshiping. These people will pay $10,000 to go sit one night in front of a football game. They'll pay $9 a beer. I got no problem paying my tithes because I know the money goes to expand the kingdom. I got no problem, and it shows, God, I still trust in you. I still believe in you, God. I paid tithes before I was in church. Every beer, every sack, every club, that was all paying tithes to the devil. It says the first 10th, right? As soon as I got my money, before I even paid any bills, I set across money for my drugs. That was my drug money. That was my tithes. That was my tithes to the devil. We're going through a new age right now. There's a new age and there's a humanistic type of church that is actually expanding, and it's teaching people that they themselves are God. It is teaching people that they themselves are God. And you know what? It's one of the biggest growing religions in all the world, and Oprah is actually a co-founder of it. When we always quote Deuteronomy 6:4, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one." But we leave out the next verse. To me, you can't have Deuteronomy 6:4 unless you have 6:5. And we shall love the Lord thy God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your might. Am I there yet? No, I'm not. I'm not where I want to be in God. I want to be to the part where I just lift up my voice and I just feel the presence instantly. I want to be at the point to where my car can be going off the road and I just yell, Jesus! And I know he's got the will. I want to be at the point to where he can speak to me and tell me, boy, you're wrong. And I'll listen. I want to be to that point. Worship, it's not only in here. It don't matter if it's a Wednesday. We got to give it all. We got to give it our best. We got to give it everything. Because there's concerts going on all over the world where they're jumping, they're shouting, they're dancing, they're lifting up their hands. It may not be to God, but they're doing. We can't come in here and have dead church. We cannot come in here and not praise. We can't come in here. Our kids, they look hypnotized in church. We need an overflow of us into our kids. We need our kids to know, there's no concert that I can go to that's better than the house of the Lord. There is no Jay-Z or Beyonce that can do for me what Jesus Christ has done for me. I'm way over my time. There's baseball games going on right now. They're filled. Nobody goes to a baseball game when it's their team. Nobody goes to Super Bowl. Nobody should ever come to the house of God. Should ever come to the house of God and not leave knowing I gave God my whole heart, my whole soul, all my might. I worship God. I don't care if it's just a regular old prayer service. I want to get a hold of Jesus. We got to teach our kids not to be hypnotized in church because we got the real deal. Come on, I want to fall over this house. We can stand.